So the other day I was thinking about how I've actually been doing YouTube for like a really long time. My first memory of like starting a YouTube channel and even just creating videos and uploading them is when I was in primary. So like basically me and like my friends at the time, we used to use my dad's laptop to like record videos, and like we'd play around with like the different filters and stuff on there. So like we just like record a bunch of videos of us talking about nothing or us just dancing to like a bunch of stuff. And then I remember like I had to like ask my sister for her email to create a channel because I was literally so young at this time. I don't even think I was 12. I think the minimum age for you to create an email is 12, and obviously like yeah, you can lie about your age, but like I was so young and innocent at the time, like literally like it didn't even cross my mind to lie about my age. I literally was like, sis, can you help me with your email so that we can like, you know, make a YouTube channel? And like fortunately after a lot of begging she agreed, and yeah, like we started uploading videos, like yeah, videos that we had made like during sleepovers, and they were so random. Like literally it was not premium content, but it was fun content to make, and they wouldn't even get many views. Like they get like what, 6 views, 3 views, max 10 views. But I just remember being so excited to like upload them and even just making them, and even the fact that like anyone, literally anyone, even if it's just one person, was watching like my video. Like the concept of just anyone watching my video at that time was just like insane, you know. So for a while I did that, and then I don't know why I stopped, but I remember picking it back up like towards the end of primary, like when I was in class 8, class 7 I think, yeah. And this was mainly because like one, I used to watch YouTube a lot, even like before that when I was like really young and I was making videos with my friends. Obviously I used to watch YouTube a lot, but I feel like yeah, as I grew older, like I started watching YouTube a lot more, and I really used to be into like daily routines, morning routines, night routines, DIY videos. I don't know if you guys remember the era of My Life as Ava, May Baby Tumblr, Alicia Marie. The names are just coming to me now as I'm speaking, but yeah, Alicia Marie, Bethany Mota. Oh my god, I used to be obsessed with Bethany Mota. So like those were like the people I would look up to, and so like I started making like DIY videos, lookbook videos, going back to school videos. I started making them and uploading them, and I still even have some right now on my laptop. But yeah, I started making them, uploading them, and then yeah, it kind of just ended there. And you know, like at that time there weren't many people making content like in Kenya that I knew of, or maybe I just wasn't like tapped into like local content, but I'm pretty sure there weren't many people making content in Kenya. And like especially like in my grade, like I was in class 8, the last thing people were thinking of was like making videos and uploading them online. So I felt like it was so super cringe and like embarrassing, and so I stopped. I sometimes wonder like what would have happened if like I kept going, you know. Like I wonder what that would have turned into today. Maybe I would have been an OG, who knows. And like all throughout high school, I don't think I made content like that. Oh my god, there was that time, I've just remembered. There was that time I used to have like this segment on Snapchat where like I would give people life advice. I don't even know why I was giving people life advice, because like I can barely even like give myself good advice, so I don't know who I thought I was giving other people advice, but I was. And people actually used to ask me questions like it was called Tuesdays with Claire, so like every Tuesday people would actually tune in and ask me questions, and people would actually watch. Like I actually used to get views. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was in the air at that time. I don't know why people were tuning in to watch me give other people advice, but they were. And I don't even know why I was giving people advice, but I was. But like it was fun. Like those were actually fun times. But like eventually I stopped doing it because I felt like, I don't know, like it's the fear of being seen and perceived, and like doing something that other people are not doing. Like I didn't feel like I was good enough. I felt like it was cringe. In my head I was like, I need to be more mysterious, I need to be like everyone else. And so I stopped doing it because I felt like it was like so cringe at the time. But looking back again, like I don't know what that could have turned into if I just like, you know, kept at it. Like who knows. And then obviously I finished high school during the pandemic. Like literally, yeah, like the year of the pandemic is when I finished high school. And I feel like during the pandemic it became more normalized and popular to like make content and be a content creator. And so I decided to like now start a proper YouTube channel where I was actually like doing vlogs and like different stuff, and I feel like the reception was good. One thing about me pursuing content creation, at least like from like high school onwards, is that I feel like the reception has always been positive, fortunately. And if I'm being honest with myself, I feel like the only thing that has ever held me back is my own lack of self-belief and like my own self-doubt, because it's not like anyone has ever been like, oh my god, what are you doing, like that's so cringy, like stop. No, I feel like for the most part, like people are always so supportive and so positive. But I don't know, it's like it's those inner thoughts that you have, you know, like those moments of doubt where you're like, am I good enough? Why am I doing this? You know, like, am I embarrassing myself? Does this make sense? Basically that. Even when I started again in 2020, I feel like again it could have been something more, you know. It's been 5 years since then, and I feel like if I was more consistent and if I believed in myself and I pushed through, one, I would have found my thing, you know, like what I'm good at in terms of like content. Probably would have learned a lot more about myself in the process, and obviously I think I would be further, because I feel like consistency again, like like just being there, keeping at something for so long, I feel like you're bound to be good at it like eventually, you know. So yeah, so started making content and then went to uni abroad, was making content there. But I feel like even my headspace at the time, like it just wasn't the best. And like I let whatever I was going through internally affect how I felt about myself and how I felt about the content I was making, the things I was doing, the choices I was making in my life. And again, I talked myself out of it. And so I think it was like in early 2022 is when I decided to just like stop making videos. And then after that, like a few months after that, I decided to start my podcast. Yay! I just feel like self-doubt is so crippling, but it's also so silly at the same time, because it's like a lot of the time it's internal, you know. Sometimes people are actually like telling you like, yeah, you're not gonna make it, you suck, stop doing what you're doing. For sure, like those times are there, but most of the time it's internal, like it's all in your head. Like for me, I feel like nobody ever sat down and told me, girl, what you're doing is cringy, stop, why are you even trying? No, I feel like most of my friends and like family and people who knew me or who had come across my content were like very supportive, and so willing to follow me like along my journey. All these like negative self beliefs were coming from me, like it was all internal, you know, which is why I'm like, it's so silly, because it's like, as much as you're saying, yeah, you suck, you're not good enough, your content is irrelevant, it's like, who told you that? Like actually, who told you that? Who told me that? Nobody told me that, but I believed that for some reason. And I feel like obviously if I was to dive deeper into it, maybe if I was to go to therapy or something, yeah, I would realize it probably stems from like my childhood and like moments where like I didn't receive enough support, or like someone put me down or whatever. And obviously those things shape how you feel about yourself and how you move in your life going forward. But like, it's just so silly. It really is, because it's like you let doubt, you let all these like thoughts and feelings control who you are and the decisions you make, and you just end up being unhappy at the end of the day. Or you end up coming back to like the things you are passionate about, but like it's now 5 years later. Like for me, it's 5 years down the line. I started, not even 5, it's a whole decade, or even over a decade, because like as I said, I started making videos when I was like under 12. You let so much time pass by, time that you could have used to like build yourself and grow yourself and become better at what you are doing and pursue your goals and your passions. You end up giving up those years to your negative self-beliefs and doubts, and you look back and you regret and you wonder like what could have been, you know? Like for me, I really do end up looking back and wondering like what if, you know, what could have been. But I guess like it's important to do reflection and introspection, and I guess what really matters is like, one, giving yourself grace and not being too hard on yourself, because like at the end of the day, no, they want to do construction. At the end of the day, you can't change the past. Yeah, so I think like the best you can do is just try to do better with the information that you have now. Yeah, that's like basic knowledge. Duh, Claire, like we know that. Oh my god. If you've reached this far, thank you so much for watching and supporting. And yeah, I want to say I'm gonna be uploading more, and I do believe that I will. Probably I should just say it. I want to upload more. I will be uploading more. And I hope you guys will be here for the journey and to like support me and stuff, you know. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good week, because it's coming out on a Sunday. I hope you guys have a good week and you take care of yourselves, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.